y'all get them for because the rain.
Yeah, because they
Good evening, everybody. This is Chase Harris. We are waiting on AC Green to jump in so that we can get the meeting started. So thank you all for being on time and continue to be a little patient. I think AC is materially, then we'll get this meeting on the road. So thank you.
Hey everybody, how you all doing?
They fine.
Good.
Very good.
How are you?
Very good. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend.
It's been okay.
Hello.
So everybody that's on the video today, you are most of you all should be brand new to the Hair Project, or you are brand new, or you're coming back. But I kind of want to know who's brand new. So if you could do this for me, say your name.
Tatiana McClain.
Say it one more time.
Tatiana McClain.
Tatiana. Who else is brand new?
I'm brand new.
Okay.
Bradley Pfizer. I'm brand new as well.
Hey Bradley, how are you? Anybody
Yeah, I'm
else?
all right.
Yes,
Adiba.
April Davis.
Okay. Adiba, you said?
Adiba Akbar, yes.
Adiba. Akbar. All right, Adiba. So I'm stopping right there. So Adiba, come on, give me the origin of your name.
It's an Arabic name. My first name means literary woman. My last name means greatest or king.
So it's liberated woman greatest.
Literary woman.
Literary. You said literary?
Yes.
Literary woman, and then Akbar is
The greatest.
the greatest.
Yes.
Awesome. I like that. All right. So Adiba,
Yes.
you're brand new. So
Yes.
what's your interest in the Hair Project?
I'm just looking for something that I can do on my own. Work for myself. And it's one thing that's never gonna go out of style, and that's hair and eyelashes.
That's true. So what do you do now for a living?
I do Lyft. I work at a clothing store, and I'm trying to start another business with body products.
Okay. So you're an entrepreneur, or you have entrepreneurial thinking.
Yes.
All right. So the very first person who said you were new, Tatiana is your name?
Yes.
Oh, Tatiana. So what do you do every day for a living?
I am a student.
You're a student?
Yeah. I'm really new to the hair. I do my own hair, but it's like I want to explore and do more. Like, so I want to invest my time and money into making a business. Like, I do want to start one. Like, I do love hair. I love natural hair. Like, so it's like I like to work with different type of textures of hair. So I want to explore more and have you know, start
Okay.
my business
So
or
let me ask
whatever.
this. So Tatiana, let me ask this question. So do you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Do? So you would rather work for yourself than work for other people?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the second person who said you were new, the gentleman, what's your name?
Bradley.
Bradley. So what do you do for a living?
I'm I'm an industrial electrician.
Okay.
I'm also an entrepreneur. I have a real estate investment company that I started in 2019. My daughter wanted to go to school for cosmetology. She's into the hair with a lot of her friends and things. So I figure I will look into investing in it to also bring passive and residual income and future wealth for her and the rest of my family and children as well.
All right. So you all won't you all don't mind if I take you have no hair on top of your head, do you, Bradley?
No, I do not.
Like me. Okay. So
Yeah.
you all don't mind
I joined the club, brother.
if I take the bald head black man like me and I talk to him on behalf of everybody. So what he said and what he articulated for his daughter is exactly why we're doing this. This is exactly why we're doing it. And that's why it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. He has a great motivation for it, and he understands being an entrepreneur, and he understands generational wealth. So he's already making money with his career, but he gets that he needs to pass something down. So I'm gonna start right there. So look at this, everybody. Welcome to the AC Green Show, the Hair Project. Chase is going to join us in a minute. Chase Harris. He's the president of hairshipment.com. We've been working together for many years. We are two black men that understand the economics of hair. So I want you to understand why we do this. We are doing this because it makes more sense for the hundreds of millions of dollars in the local economy that goes to hair extensions that's now being given to the Arab families and to the Korean families. They don't even wear the hair. And the money they get from it from black women, 100% of the hair sales in the local areas coming from black women, that money goes into their bank accounts and into their community. That does not make sense. That's the starting point. That's the starting point of the economic decline of any community when you have something that you purchase. So this is what I need you all to do. Can you all mute right quick? I appreciate it. So the starting point for the decline of any community is that you have a commodity. For instance, let's say that maybe we'll take cell phones, right? So let's say cell phones, and cell phones was something that we purchased by 80%, right? And we were not even selling cell phones. Would it make any sense to be the purchaser of something by 80% and not make any money from it? All you can do is buy it. That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense. That's robbery, but it's not illegal. You know why? Because we're robbing ourselves. They're not doing anything to us. So they can have the store over there, but we just don't have to go to it. So that's the crusade. That's the movement that we're doing with the AC Green Show. We're encouraging our listeners, do not buy hair from anybody else unless it's a black distributor. And then we'll give them, if they don't know a distributor already, we'll give them distributors where they can buy the hair, because we need to make sure at least this hundreds of millions of dollars is in the local economy is coming back into our pocket. Now, nationally, it is a $10 billion industry. And 70% of the hair extensions are purchased by black women. 10 billion. And 70% purchased by black women. That means that if black women stop buying hair extensions in this country, the factories would shut down. They would cease to exist. They couldn't survive. Anytime you have that kind of leverage, that you make that big a deal in an industry, you gotta be making millions. A lot of people gotta be making millions, a whole lot of them. But they're not gonna come and tell you, give you the millions. You gotta go take it because it's yours. So Frederick Douglass said that power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, and it never will. So if you really want to get ahead and you want to do some things, you got to do something you've never done, because you want to achieve greatness in a whole nother way. So Akbar, greatness. You want to achieve it in another way. So even if you have not ever done business by yourself or for yourself, by yourself, this may be a good start for you. Now, am I telling you that you're going to be great at business and you start a business right now? You could be. Chances are you're going to have to learn to be great, which is why we have a module that is set up that will teach you how to do the hair business. Chase is going to talk about that in a minute. Everybody can learn how to do the hair business. And as a matter of fact, you can learn how to do business in this module. So the module is not designed just for hair. It's designed to show you how to do effective business. If you follow Chase Harris's plan, you are going to be successful. If you do not follow Chase Harris's plan, you will not be successful. If you follow Chase Harris's plan, you are going to be successful. If you do not follow Chase Harris's plan, you will not be successful. Simple as that. You work the plan, it's going to work for you. All right. So I'm going to give you the top of the food chain. All right. And then I'm going to take you to wherever you want to go. And then Chase is going to come in. Give me 5 minutes. Look at this. So I want to get everybody on this call, if you are so willing, to $144,000 a year in income. What does it take to get $144,000 a year in income with the Hair Project? First of all, you need media behind you. We have that. We have a lot of folks around Chicago that listen to the AC Green Show. You have to, in order to get the media part of what we do, you have to be on our special team, which is we call the 150 team. You have to be invited to that team. You have to talk to me personally to get on that team. You have to have great communication skills. You have to have great organizational skills. You have to be able to be a team leader in order to be on that team. And after I interview you and I say, you're good to go, you're good to go. Whether you're on that team or whether you just buy hair as you go and you don't want to make $144,000 a year, you just want to get as much, do it whatever you can, whenever you can. Everybody starts like this. You have to purchase the starter package, which is $599, which gives you 11 bundles of hair. 11 bundles of hair is going to service well 3 customers because the average woman wears 3 bundles of hair on her head. You're going to profit about $1,000 from that. So $599 is going to give you a profit of $1,000. And it also is your starting point for your training. So when you're in the module training, now you're actually actively doing this. You're pitching people and kind of getting used to like, hey, asking people to, buy hair from you. I suggest everybody start like this. Get a list of everybody you know that wears the hair, and then call that list and tell them, don't buy hair from anybody else until you talk to me. And then you're getting yourself together, you're getting yourself ready to start to let them touch and feel your hair and start to sell hair. The bigger thing beyond the hair that we're getting across to people, to our people, is that we're not going to buy hair from anybody other than a Black distributor anyway. We're not going to do that because it doesn't make sense. You have to work with us, please, in teaching our people that it doesn't make sense to give our money to people that's not going to give anything back in return. And by the way, that's going to treat you in some cases like crap in the stores without respect or anything, and then take that money back to their community. That doesn't make sense in any community. There is nobody in any community that is going to come in your community and buy from you when they can get it from themselves. Not because they hate you, it's because they love themselves. And so we're not doing it because we hate anybody. We're doing it because we love ourselves. And we would rather have the hundreds of millions of dollars we're spending in the local economy with hair in the Black families as opposed to in any other families. Because anybody that does not take care of themselves first is a problem with them already. If you get your paycheck and the first thing you do is take it to your neighbor's house, is something wrong with you. I got a good heart. No, you got something wrong up here. I don't care how much your neighbor may need. If you are broke, you can't help nobody. So you take care of yourself, and with what you have left over, you can help anybody you want to help. All right. So here's how you get to $144,000 a year on the 150 team, which is a special team. The only way you can get on that team is that I interview you individually and I say you're good to go. You have to sell 80 customers a month. If you sell 80 customers a month, that's going to net you 12 net. That means you're going to profit after all expenses is paid. You're going to make in your pocket $12,000 a month. If you can sell 80 people a month, you will make $12,000 a month. Now, you figure the average woman will re-up and get hair. Some get it multiple times in a month. Things are opening back up now. People going back out, going to church, going to different things. So multiple times in a month. But on average, the average woman may get hair once every 2 months. All right. Even though the hair lasts a lot longer than that, most women don't wear the hair that long, even though they could just, wash it and hang it. They can do that. Most women don't do it. What they do is they re-up on the hair. So every other month, you're looking to get, if you got a good customer, you're probably going to get that customer every other month. So that means, in essence, you need 160 customers. So 160 customers getting hair every other month. Some might get it more often, some might get it less often, but that's on average 160 customers, and they re-up on the hair every other month. That's 160 customers. If you do that over the course of a year, that's $144,000. Do the math. $12,000 a month times 12 is 144. So that's where you want to get to. What does it take to get there? Everybody you see, everybody you know, you find a way to have a conversation with them and ask them what kind of hair they wear, and ask them if you could have their information, and don't buy any more hair until you talk to me. Because what we're doing is we're trying to keep the money in the community, and I'm a hair distributor. You can mention the AC Green Show, however you want to handle that, all right? So those are people, those people that are on the 150 team, they get not only what they do on their own, but they also get the energy and advertising at no cost to them from the radio show. So if you think you're really good like that, and you have great communication skills, great organizational skills, and you're a good team leader, then I do want to talk to you. So Chase is going to put two things in the chat. He's going to put the $5.99 link there, because everybody has to start right there, the $5.99 link. And he's also going to put the 150 team link there if you believe you have what it takes to be on the 150 team. All right. So if if we can get you to $144,000 a year, anything below that, you can do it. The training is right there. You're going to get the training. Everybody that gets the $5.99 link, and you buy the 11 bundles of hair and you profit $1,000, that's all in one package. The training comes with that. You get all the modules and the training, all that. Chase is going to tell you about that in 1 second. All right, everybody. So I want to introduce you to the person I've been talking about. So Chase Harris is the president of hairshipment.com. Chase, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, very good. Everybody, this is Chase Harris. He's going to take it from here. I'll be here, though, and we'll answer questions in a minute. So the links are in the chat for those things. Chase will go over what those links mean again, and then take you through the module.
All right. Hey, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody enjoyed Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers yesterday. I know I did. I'm still grooving to it.
Hey, I got a story about that, Chase, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
Let me tell you my story.
Go ahead.
So I always got a story, guys. So last night when I was watching that, what I kept thinking about was Charles Stepney. I posted it on Facebook. Charles Stepney, he died in the 70s, 1976, I believe. He wrote most of those hits. A lot of people wrote hits for. He was a young man. He died building his home studio. He lived in the South Shore. I did not know him. I got to meet his mother a little time later in Chicago, but most of the hits for Earth, Wind, and Fire, Charles Stepney wrote those songs. So I posted on Facebook, and when I was on V103 today, I mentioned Charles Stepney, and lo and behold, I get an email this afternoon from Charles Stepney's daughter.
Wow.
His daughter. And so she said, somebody told me that you celebrated my dad. And I emailed her back, and she said that, can I have a copy of it? So I sent her a copy of it. I'm going to call her later because she's on her phone number. But I thought that was incredible. Many of the hits that you all know, Reasons. Charles Stepney is a bad motor scooter. He didn't live to see his success at all. He had a heart attack building his studio in South Shore. So I thought that was a great experience for me to connect with his daughter today. All right, there you go, Chase. Sorry.
Nice. So real quick, I want to take you all through what you're actually, as far as your training is concerned, the modules and what they look like and all that good stuff. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys so that you can see this. So once you actually join our group, regardless of what group it is, whether it's the mastermind team or the 150 group, you're still going to get access to the same training. All right. So the way that we have to program design is literally all you have to do is follow instructions and follow the instructions on this page. So you get a welcome video here. The video shows you how to recoup your investment within 48 hours. And then from here, you will begin to see the courses pop up. And we have a number of courses to help you be successful. You do not have to be, the greatest salesman in the world to sell hair. That's one of the questions that I get all the time is, well, I never sold anything. I don't have skills as a salesman. And my rebuttal is always the same. Neither do the people that have made over $40 billion over the past 40 years selling hair. Koreans did not go to school to sell anything. Do you feel like they got the greatest sales process? No, what they understand is economics, which is supply and demand. So you don't have to be, the best salesman in the world. All you have to do is just be the person that is open to learning and growing, and have some discipline about yourself when it comes to your business. And I guarantee you can be successful. So one of the first courses that you're going to take is called our Mass Attraction course. So I'm sure most of you all probably are answering the same question. Well, how do I get my clients? What do I say to them? That's what you will learn in this particular class. Some of you are already sitting on a pile of money when it comes to the hair game, for the simple fact that you have people in your network that wears hair all the time, right? You go out with them, whether it's to church or whatever the case. So you already know women that can be your client. That is the best thing about this business, versus some type of super T or weight loss trainer, whatever the case may be, is that without even thinking, you can probably ramble off 10 different women right now that you like, you know what? She wears hair, she wears hair, she wears hair, right? So that's money just sitting on the table. So now that you know better, it's just a question of, am I going to get that money, or am I going to let somebody else get that money? Because I got the product as well, which is most important. So course number 2, Mass Attraction. Again, this is going to show you how to attract your customers and how to get 20 customers in a 2-week span. The value ladder. This course is going to teach you exactly what are you trying to do with your client. Do you want this person to be your client for the next 3 months? Or do you want this person to be your client for the next 20 years? Because both have two totally different sets of circumstances in which how you actually interact with the client. Price anchoring. So this is a method that a lot of big companies used. I think the first company to really price anchor things with Walmart. And what price anchoring is basically you are putting the customer in a position where you're going to force them to buy what you want them to buy at that price. So I'll give you an example. This is how price anchoring works. So let's say that Walmart has a product that they want to make, let's say $50 profit on, right? So what they do, they know that their bottom line is 50. They cannot go below $50. If they go below $50, they're not going to make their profit. So they're not going to come out and say, hey guys, the cost of this is $50. What they would do is say, hey, the cost of this is $90. You're going to save $40, right? So all you hear is saving 40. Meanwhile, you bought it at 50, which is their price point. So it's about, forcing the client into buying the way that you want them to buy. So price anchoring is how that is done. Now, from a customer standpoint, you're not even realizing this. All you're saying is, I'm saving $40. I got a great deal. And that's the point. You're not supposed to be able to recognize it. Only the grand master behind a company really understands, the strings that's being pulled when it comes to the sale of the products. The customer should never realize it, right? So you don't, you just buy it because you think, it's that illusion of saving. So that is what actually Black Friday is all about, which is the most single biggest economic driver of this economy. If the United States did not have Black Friday, the stock market would crumble and tank, because most major corporations make the big bulk of their money during that time span. But that's all Black Friday is. It's just a big price anchoring event where, they juice up the price to make you feel like you're saving a whole lot more. In your mind, you save $400, but in reality, you spent $500. All right. So course number 5, how to create your perfect sales pitch. So again, we have everything covered in all of our courses. We have multiple courses for you to take. Please understand that You do not have to sit and take all the courses at once. You can start, stop, pick back up as you please. You can retake the courses as much as you need to. All right. But it is highly recommended that you take these courses before you start just going out here willy-nilly and selling hair. So I give you a prime example of why you don't want to do that. When I first started off as an entrepreneur, that was one of the biggest mistakes I made, which was I'll get excited, I'll get a sale, right? I have, let's just say, one client. I got my sale, they bought my product. And now, because I've made money and I've had the taste of money, I want to replicate this process as fast as I could. So now I'm going to try to get as many other customers to do the same thing. The problem with that concept of doing business and why it doesn't work is because 90% of the income that you're going to make from one client happens after their first purchase. So while I'm running out trying to get all these other clients, the one client that actually did pay me some money, I just left them behind. Right? So that I've seen that happen over and over and over and over and over and over in business. And we don't want you to do that, because the way that you should look at clientele from any business, it doesn't matter, you're selling hair, peanuts, gym shoes, tires, it doesn't matter. The way that you should look at a client is, I'm not looking at this person as one person, right? So I'm looking at this person like it represents 10 people, because ultimately what you want to do is tap into their network, because you know that they have friends and family members and co-workers and people in their social life, or whatever the case may be, that wear hair as well, right? So I want to do such a phenomenal job that I don't have to ask this person for referrals. They're going to willingly bring their people to me without me asking. We have a course on how to do that. All right. So when you really begin to understand the art of business and understand the art of turning your clients into an army that gets clients for you, then making the $5, $6, $8, $10, $12, $20,000 a month doesn't seem that difficult of a feat, because you're just working with the numbers, which are infinite. So, you know, no, it's just numbers. That's it. But you have to understand how to get there, right? How to make this business work for you. And that's all you want to do. And once you master the art of that, I guarantee you, some of you all are going to have to make a huge decision. And the decision is, I had to make this decision years ago. All right, my business is taking off. Do I quit my job? Do I not quit my job? You know, things of that nature. And only you can answer that question. But you know, that's a great option to have. You know, it's great to have a business that can rival or make more money than your 9 to 5. And that's ultimately what your goal is. I'm assuming that most of you all are on this Zoom right now. I'm assuming that nobody on this Zoom is a multi-millionaire that's just bored and don't have anything to do, so they figure they'll sell some hair. You're here for a reason. Either you're tired of what you've already been doing and it's not working, or you want to have something on your own where it's not somebody telling you what to do, how to do it, so on and so forth. You're here for a reason, right? It's Monday, 6 o'clock, and you're here with us. So it's something motivating you and driving you to want to have something for yourself, and something you can pass down, and something that you can grab and control and do it and dictate it as you see fit, and as well as you should. There's no reason why everybody on this Zoom call cannot make 6 figures this year selling hair. Chicago is just that big, but it's not as if we're limited to Chicago. Some of you all have people in South Carolina and Dallas, Texas, and Tampa, Florida, and Kansas City, and Tennessee, right? You can sell hair everywhere. That's the beauty of it. So for me, the reason why this business is a no-brainer is because you're looking at a business that you don't have to convince the client to do anything. They are already wearing hair. They are already used to spending hundreds of dollars on hair. What you are trying to attempt to do is say, hey, listen, buy it from me. Not that I have to convince you to buy it. They don't need to be convinced. They $10 billion a year over the past 40 years. You do the math. So that's pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much it. This is a business that you don't have to figure out on your own. We have the training modules to help you. It's a real tight-knit team. So like if you have questions, you could, you know, post your questions to other people that's in the business and things of that nature. We actually have a team out in LA. They host their own trainings and their own meetings on their own. And AC and I talked about this. The team in LA is bigger than the team in Chicago. It shouldn't be like that. We should own Chicago and the Chicagoland areas. With the help of the AC Green Show, we have the hair, we have the product. It's just a matter of us doing it. So I look at this as a historic moment. And the reason I say it's a historic moment is because somebody has to be the catalyst that started this movement, right? We had Annie Monroe and Madam C.J. Walker start this movement over 110 years ago. It's time for us to pick it back up and do what we need to do about it. AC, go ahead, brother.
No, in the 1800s, Madam C.J. Walker, you all know this history, some of you at least, that Madam C.J. Walker was the first Black millionaire in the 1800s. So, you know, it's worth the conversation to see, you know, what has happened to us. Are we less needing of money? How can in the 1800s, with all the oppression, we talk about, you know, white supremacy now, can you imagine what it was like in the 1800s? This woman lived right next to Rockefeller. She had the cash. She built her a business and she was able to go through all the obstacles to get to that status. That's a big deal. We don't have nearly the obstacles today, but we got some obstacles.
AC, and let me say this. Let me say this about what you just said. For those of you that, two things that she had going against her. Number one, she was Black. Number two, she was a woman in the 1800s trying to do big business. Let me say that again. She was Black and she was a woman. And she still became the first millionaire in this country without the internet, right? She didn't have internet. She didn't have they had big vans. They were transporting product and all that stuff. She still made it happen. And you know how they did it? Boots on the ground. Now, if Madam C.J. Walker can start a massive company with all that going against her and no internet, man, we playing around.
Absolutely.
We're
So
playing around.
I want to make sure everybody that's on this may be your first interaction with myself and Chase. We've been doing the hair project for years. So 7 years when they first approached the AC Green Show, the original need for them, the factories, it was that they get hair directly to Black folks because they do know that the Koreans are on their way out. Why they're on their way out is because Black women, through their purchases of hair, have made their children so spoiled and so privileged that they have options now. So they don't want to take over their family's business. So they know in the next 5-7 years, the Korean business will be gone. Arab business are moving in, taking over the hair industry. Guess who will be their customer if we don't change it? Still will be Black women, which I think that is a shame, but it's not illegal. And people can do what they want to do. I don't want to march around their stores. I don't want to boycott them. I don't want to protest. I just want to take the money right out of their hands and then close up and they'll go away and then we can buy the stores. Simple like that. But I need an army of people that can believe, like I believe, that we're better than what we're seeing. So we see that in Illinois, how this happened, I can't tell you. But with all the black legislators and what have you, how they allowed that marijuana industry could become legal and then no black owners of any dispensary. I don't know how that happened, but I know it's political shenanigans. And I know it was white supremacy aided by black people doing their bidding, because that's the only way it could have happened, right? I do know they're overlooking this industry, but I'm not overlooking it. Chase ain't overlooking it. It's hundreds of millions of dollars in this. We just gonna go take it back from the people that's got it. And we ain't gonna fire no bullets. We ain't gonna shout no hate. We ain't gonna march around no stores. We just gonna literally take. I got 1.8 million listeners on the air. You think that'll talk to a lot? They don't have that, and so we're going to movement our people into rethinking how we think, because it's all based in the thinking. Madam C.J. Walker did what she did because she had isolated thinking. Sometimes when you're pressed down and oppressed in the 1800s, sometimes that's the best position to be in. I think we don't have that feeling. We believe we overcame. So therefore we don't think we got to strive like that. I'm gonna tell you that's not true. We got to strive like that more than ever before. I was in a store today, and listen, no shade to our family that are Hispanic and Latinx, no shade at all. But like I know, that most of these businesses are being moved, run, companies, banks, and everything. They're hiring more and more Hispanics. And they're doing that because you got two languages there, and they're bringing more across the border, legal and illegal. And so in 10 years, if your children or you don't have a good position and you can't speak two languages, you won't have a job in this country. So while we're around here trying to, aid and abet all the other systems that we don't know what their motive is, we need to be aiding and abetting ourselves and making sure we put on with some stuff we should be doing already. Because if we don't do that, nobody's gonna look out for black folks but black folks. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm leveraging what God has blessed me with this radio show on behalf of my people, but I can't make you think. I can't make you do it, but I can put it in front of you and then you can make the choice. All right, so Chase, you wanna open it up for questions?
Yes. For those of you that have questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. We will try to answer as many as we can with our time capacity. But if you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat, and we will try to answer them as quickly as we can. All right, so someone wants to know what is the length of the hair that comes in a $5.99 package. I'm going to say it, but I'm also going to post it in the chat so that everyone can see it. So it should be in the chat right now. But what's included in the $5.99 starter package, you're going to get one bundle of Indian straight 16-inch, 18-inch, 20-inch, one bundle of Indian body wave 16, 18, 20-inch, one bundle of Indian water wave 18, 20, 22-inch. Then you're going to get one straight closure 14-inch, and then one body wave closure 14 inches. And while we're on that topic, real quick, for those of you that don't know this, you notice I said the word Indian hair. Just for the record, there is no such thing as Indian hair, Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair, or Cambodian hair. I think the new word is mink hair and all this stuff. That's just marketing terms. All right. And the reason for the marketing terms is because Chinese women are fully aware that the odds of a Black woman waking up in the morning and saying, I want to look Chinese today, is not going to happen. You've never seen that in the history of Black people say they want to look Chinese today. They may get Chinese letters tattooed on their neck for some odd reason, but they never say, I want to look Chinese. So with that being said, what do Black women appeal to? More of the exotic looking women. So your Brazilian women, Cambodian women, things of that nature. They're Black people too. They just don't know it. But that's a conversation for another day. So that's where the names come from of hair, Brazilian and Indian and Peruvian. The truth is Chinese hair. So now you know. All right. So what's important about the hair in the package is that's really our 10A single donor hair. So hair works off of two things. It's how many donors it has and the grade of hair. That's it. Anything beyond that is just somebody putting a spin on it. I mean, honestly, I remember when I joined the Hair Project and they asked me, did we want to name some hair the AC Green Show hair? And I was just like, nah, I don't think we want to go with a name like that.
But
but
it's
that just goes to show you that with, you know, marketing and messaging, you could take something that's the exact same as something else, but then you call it a different name and raise the price, and now people think, oh, you know, this is the must go to hair, and it's like, no, it's the same hair. It came from the same place.
right.
But
But
you
they
know,
put different names on it because they needed to continually make it sizzle for people
yeah, yeah.
and make it stand out. What it is very important to understand something Chase did say. So you have multi-donor hair. So multi-donor hair is hair that's coming from many donors, but is in one bundle. So a multi-donor hair is, what would you say, Chase, more like a 7A grade hair, a
Um,
7A?
yeah, yeah. More of your multi-donors hair is probably going to be 9A and below.
Right.
But what's important about the word multi-donor, like for instance, we have a Peruvian hair that's a 2-donor hair. That means 2 human heads. But when you use, whenever, here's the here's a trade secret, I guess. So anytime you see hair labeled as multi-donor, that's a very ambiguous word, because that can mean 2 people, that can mean 22 people. You will
Yes.
never know. That's why they put the word multi-donor on there. I'm willing to bet is probably more than 4 or 5 people.
Absolutely.
You know, 4 or 5 different human heads, you know, hair come together to make that one bundle. So, well, what's the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is when you begin to do things to that hair, whether it's flat iron the hair,
Bingo.
you dye the hair, whatever the case may be, all of the hair is not going to react the exact same, because it's not the exact same hair.
It came from different people's DNA.
Right. It
So
came from
therefore,
different people.
it's not going to be this. It's not
It's
going to
not gonna,
dye
yeah,
the same. It's
right.
not going to color the same. It's not going to do that, which is why people get higher end hair, which is single donor hair. The cuticles are going in the same direction. It came out of one donor. It's going to color a whole lot better if it's a single donor hair. So you have the range between single donor, which is the highest end of the spectrum, all the way to multi-donor. Now, here's one thing that we have to tell you. When it comes to people buying the hair, you will be shocked, and you're going to learn this like we did. You would think that the higher end hair, if I put it on a table to people and I didn't tell you what was what, you would be shocked how many people fall in love with the multi-donor hair.
Yeah.
And I believe it's because the texture of it is more like our cultural texture, because there's many donors. So it's like, it's kind of like, you know, it's not fine. The single donor hair is a fine hair. It's smooth. It's, you know, but the multi-donor is kind of more like the texture of African hair when all those donors are in there. You know, it's still, the curl pattern is still great, all those things, but it's more coarse in nature. You know, the hair, some of the ladies know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. So what you will get used to is people preference, and you want to let them have their preference. Some are going to get some people may tell you, well, I normally get a Peruvian hair. Well, that Peruvian could be, the texture could be like our Indian. You don't know until you do it. It could be like our 7A grade hair. You don't know that. But what the only thing you care about is that you've already told them it doesn't matter which one you choose. Just choose to buy from an African American or Black hair distributor, and then you get what they want. And you go and grab you as many people like that get that picture, that's going to come to you and make their selection from you. Because as sure as you have 20, you're going to get 30. And as sure you have 30, you're going to get 60 customers. Sure you have 60, you're going to get 100 customers, because somebody going to tell somebody else. Because what we can do, because we control the product, thereby being able to control the pricing, you don't have to make a killing in pricing. You just have to make a good profit and then spread that across a whole lot of people. And next thing you know, you got you a store, a nice store that's making you enough money that if you had to leave your primary job, you could easily do that. And it can happen online, so you don't have to leave your house to do it.
There you go. All right. I'm catching up on the question, so hold on 1 second. All right, so question is, I'm huge on quality and will spend money on hair. What is the quality of the hair like? Also, will we have to come out with our own name for the hair, or is it already a name that goes by? So I think we answered part of this question. As far as the quality is concerned, I don't know if it's anything that we could say to convince you it's great quality hair, but it is. So what we've done is with our hair is backed by a 14-day guarantee. And the way that works is within that 14-day period, if for some reason you say, you know what, I don't like this hair, I think the hair is, whatever. We don't need to have a whole soliloquy with you, right?
Right.
So whatever the case, whatever, then you can return the hair as long as the hair is untouched and in its original packaging. You haven't already, did
Colored it.
put heat on it, or right, like
Right.
just right. As long as it's in its original packaging, you can send it back. You get a refund, no fuss, no muss, no problem. Now, if you wait 60 days and say, hey, I don't like the hair, I'm going to tell you, well, that's unfortunate, but we're not refunding you after 60 days. You'll be surprised when people try to pull. But I think 14 days is enough. And that's 14 days from when it actually gets to your home. All right. So yeah, but we just kind of explained to you how quality works. It's all about donor and grades, right? So that's very important. I assure you, you would never have, I won't say never, but it's rare that you have a especially a beauty supply store, but a factory talk to you like in this type of level. But that's how you understand. That's how you can read the quality of the hair. It's going to be the grade and the and how many donors it has. So single donor hair will 9 times out of 10, be the best route to go when
Absolutely.
it comes to hair. Suggested retail per bundle is not the price we set a stone. We have a guide for you to follow, Patricia, but no, it's up to you. That's a great question, by the way. It's up to you how much money you want to make. So we don't stifle you and say, hey, you can only sell this hair for X amount. No, you can sell it for whatever you want to.
Now, if you get it, if they get in the 150 team, however.
Right, I was going to say, yeah. If you join the 150 team, where you're getting the perks of the radio show and you're being featured on the radio show and you're getting customers from the radio show, then no, for that particular program, it will be us setting the prices. You were
just on those you get from the radio show.
The radio show, but anybody outside of
the radio show, you can
you can
market like you want to.
Yeah, if you feel like, oh, I want to make $300 on this order, if you got the skill set to do it, go for it. It's some people that do that. It's some people that are scared to do that, and some people fall in the middle. So that's really up to you how much you want to sell it for. Let me tell you what range I would be in if I was in your position. I think when it comes to sell a hair, especially, let's just take your typical 3 bundles, right? We know a bob style cut, 10, 12-inch hair, you're not going to make a fortune on 10, 12-inch hair. All right. But it's not as if you're going to get 50 women a month looking to get a bob cut. So, that's pretty few far in between. So most of your customers are going to be between that 16-inch to 26-inch range, right? So whether they're doing
your younger lady may
go overboard, right? So, whether it be a 16, 18, 20, or 18, 20, 22, whatever, the least that you should make, now this is without a closure, you should, at the least, you should make us $125 at the very least. Like, I wouldn't go below that. I would say if you want to get into the 250, 275 range, 300 on a profit, that's plausible. That's plausible for that type of hair. Now, what's going to allow you to charge those prices, because I've seen this and people say, well, it doesn't work. It's like, no, because you don't know how to sell. You're not just going to give somebody some hair and say, hey, it costs $600, cash at me. It ain't, that ain't how sales work. So what you have to do is show the value of why you're pricing your hair like that. For instance, Nissan and Mercedes are both cars. They both get you to the same destination. But one of these cars costs triple the price, right? Well, why does it cost triple the price? It's the luxury inside the car.
That's
It's the
right.
experience. It's the feeling,
That's
right?
right. It's
So
like you're going, they both may get you to the same destination, but how you get there.
how you get there is that's the difference between a
That's right.
$40,000 car and a $90,000 car. It's the experience, right? So it's the same thing in hair. So what you want to do to justify your prices is they need to see you as an authoritative figure when it comes to hair. If you're not the authority, then they're not going to listen to you. And the only way that you become the authority is by nurturing and educating them on the topic called hair.
And the only way you can educate them is you study the module
And you
and the
take
training
courses,
so
right?
that you can you'll listen, compared to what Koreans and Arabs do when you go into their stores, you'll sound like a hair genius
Yes.
compared to all of them. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah, but see, some people want to just skip the putting in the work part and just go straight for the sale, and then it don't work. Yeah, I told you it's not going to work like that. You're just not going to roll up on somebody and say, give me $500 for some hair. You know, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But once you educate them on, just like we're educating you on, well, what's the difference between Peruvian hair, Brazilian hair? Like once you immerse yourself, and it doesn't take a lot. It's not like you need to go to school for this, but
No.
once you understand the process of it, you will then be able to recognize who your clients are. Because if they come into you saying, oh, I think Brazilian's hair is better than Indian hair, they're already telling you they don't know nothing about hair because they're still using these terms. Now, if you have a client that comes to you and say, listen, do you have any 10A or 12A hair? I prefer a single donor. Oh, okay. Now I see what type of conversation. Like they get it. They understand the value. And with them talking like that, trust me, they don't expect to pay Alibaba prices or what's the other one? The Chinese little websites you order hair for $10 and all that stuff.
Yeah, AliExpress and all that.
AliExpress, yeah,
and then
AliExpress,
and
yeah.
then Chase, or it could come like this, or they could say something to you like, I want a really good high end hair. Then you say you want a single donor hair. That'll impress them because it's like, a high end is single donor because you can do anything with single donor. Now, the single donor hair, in some cases, the bundle may be because it's not a whole lot. It may take, in some cases, depending on how full they want the look to be, they may get a couple of extra bundles just to give them that full look. But what they'll have is they'll have a very clearly identifiable, fine cuticles in one direction, great hair. Right. They'll have it. And everybody will know it when they see it.
Yeah, and one thing I tell members, if your clients want to look like Beyonce, tell them that's fine, but you're gonna have to pay like Beyonce too, right? So you will have hair for everybody. You're gonna have some people where they don't necessarily their focus is not quality, right? Their focus is pricing. You're gonna have some people that's the complete opposite. They don't care what the price is. They just want to know the quality. They have paid $800. I've seen it with my own eyes. Didn't even hesitate. Just did it, right? So that just comes from understanding business, marketing, things of that nature, so on and so forth.
And you know what? Also, one more thing, Chase. And for those, I know there are probably some people on the video now that you are a wig maker. And of course, you want to have, I'm sure, Chase, the closures for the wigs, I'm sure, and the new HD frontals, all of those things are very necessary in some cases, I know, for the wig makers. So we can cover the whole gamut. Wig making is a huge thing. So if there are wig makers on the call, then of course they'll love to hear.
All right. Another question is, I'm gonna say Miss Ellis because I don't want to mispronounce your first name. Do you have someone who's in our age group of 16 to 21? Yeah, we have a few actually. I think we had some younger than 16, to be honest with you, that has their own hair business. I think the youngest we've ever had was like an 8th grader selling hair at her school. That was like a year or two ago. But yeah, there is no age requirement. you know, so if you have daughters, nieces, that's in high school, that's in college, and they need this will be a formidable side hustle for them where they don't have to exchange a lot of time to make money.
All right.
That was one of the biggest issues because I worked in college, right? And that's one of the biggest things is just time, right? Yeah, I did some odd jobs in school. So no, this would be a great, yeah, especially on a college campus. It ain't nothing
Especially
but
on
hair.
college campus.
Yeah, that's all you see is hair. So no, that'd be a great taste of entrepreneurship for them. And I assure you, there is no job on the college campus that can listen, one sale a day, they'll make $125, $150. There ain't a job on campus paying $100 a day. I would have never left campus if it was, but anyway, let me go back in this chat. Also, taking these courses. Yeah, Bradley, there's no restrictions on buying hair. So the question was also, while taking these courses, can we buy more hair if we have clients that want to purchase while we're learning? Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing that I'm saying is before, because I've started too many businesses, so I know how it goes. You start a business, you get excited, you tell everybody the wrong information, or you didn't do it just right, and now you blow your warm market. And it happens just like that. So what I'm saying is keep the excitement, but let's learn a little bit first on how to do this the correct way. Because remember, we're not looking at one person as one person. We're looking at this one person as 10 potential clients because I want to tap into their network. I'm going to convince them. You'll learn this in course number 3. I'm going to convince them and influence them to bring their network to me, right? So what I don't want you to do is just get excited. They start asking you questions. You don't know the answer because you didn't study. And now you're saying a lot of, duh, let me get back to you. I don't know. I don't know. The worst thing you can say in business, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And now you potentially just blew thousands of dollars because you rushed it instead of taking the time to learn. Also, the courses, most of them are 45 minutes to an hour long. So it's not like, again, these are 10-hour lectures or anything like that, but it's just a lot of information condensed into one course that will help you be great at sales. And when I tell you something, there's no business that's quite like hair when it comes to sales, when you talk about the profit margin, right? So you're talking about making between $125 to $250 per sale. I'm gonna just call it what it is. They don't have drug money like that. I'm just being honest. So
yeah, and you have you're really talking about everybody. It's lucrative for in our community because our women are the customer. Trust me, there is not a Korean that doesn't like salivate when they see Black women moving around because they know where the money is coming from, but they don't wear the hair. They don't create reciprocity with us in terms of giving back to the Black community. They only take the money out. And maybe I know I'm militant, but that should like piss you off a lot. That you wouldn't let nobody steal from you like normally, but we've been letting them steal for us for a while. There was a time that Black folks couldn't even get access to the product, and they would stop taking Black manufactured stuff in their stores, and they started plagiarizing it. Now we got a stronghold on it because the AC Green Show, of course, when you have 1.8 million listeners across the city of Chicago, multiple radio stations, then they'll kiss you behind because they don't love me no more. They just want something I have. And I could have easily set up stores myself and then sold everybody who wanted hair. That's what they wanted me to do. But I wanted to empower more people because I know that's really power. Power's not seeing if you can, how fast you can make it to the tallest mountain and go stand on top of it. That ain't power. That's dumb. It is how much infrastructure you can build. So if you slide off that mountain, you got some people that can catch you.
There you go. Give me 1 second, AC. I'm just catching up on some of these direct questions. Oh, by the way, we want to give a virtual clap to Bradley Pfizer. He just joined with the $5.99 package. Welcome to the game, Bradley.
Right on, Bradley.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm catching up. All right, so Dana has a great question. Where can I? For those that, excuse me, for those that already purchased the 198 package and want the perks of the 600 package, do they just pay the difference? Well, the question, I'm assuming when you say Dana, and Dana, you can unmute your mic if you need to answer this. I'm assuming when you say the $600 package, you're more or less also talking about getting on the 150 team, because that would be the only benefit for you to do that, considering you already joined the mastermind team. I don't know when, but I'm assuming it was, I don't know, a few months ago possibly, but that would be the difference as far as perks. It's just that 150 program. Now with the 150 program, I believe the link is in the chat there. From that point, AC will interview you. You all will have a one-on-one.
Yes, you do have to buy the $5.99 package.
And then you all
keep in mind,
go from there.
The $5.99, everybody has the minimum you can do in monthly sales in that team is 20 customers a month. You cannot do anything less than that. You have to do 20 customers a month. Some people already get that they're going to keep in mind what we're going to do. We're going to give you airtime, radio time, and be in the locator, which will allow people to connect with you to be able to buy from you. And it won't cost you a dime. So if you can understand the value of marketing in a business at no cost to you, then you understand what I'm really saying to you, that you're not paying for it. We own the AC Green Show. So we own a little over $1 million, close to $1.5 million worth of advertising a month. And that's billed at about $240 to $400 a minute, depending on what radio station it is. So you are getting a piece of that for no money in that team. So you have to produce. So if you know already that you're great and you're great like that, and you really a go-getter, then it's for you. If you know you really may not be ready for that, then you want to, get some legs under you over here, because what we do know already is that 1 out of 3 to 4 Black women wear hair extensions or wigs. That's a fact. And that you can make money? Absolutely. If the Korean families and the Arab families can make money and they're not in your sororities, they're not in your fraternities, well, of course, you know what I mean? But I still consider fraternity, because fraternity men, they got wives, they got women, right? They're not in your groups. They're not in your churches. But how do they get your money like that? Because we believe that they're the ones that can sell us the hair. So we have to change that. And we are changing that. And you can change it, because once people see you stacked up with hair and you're letting them know you can service them, they're going to come to you, unless they don't like you. If they don't like you, they're not going to buy anything from you. People don't buy products, they buy people. So if they like you, yeah, you're good. You'll sell a lot of hair.
All right, AC. I think that okay, what is the timing? Excuse me. What is the timing of the hair for shipment? Is direct shipped to the customer? So I guess they're talking about drop shipping. As far as shipping is concerned, that's an interesting question. There is no concrete answer for shipment during COVID. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's impossible to put something like that in writing. Now, in addition to COVID, what will dictate the shipping time is going to be exactly where is it being shipped to. Anything Illinois, for the most part, is going to be 1 to 2 days. Now, if you're talking about California, right, well, you can expect, 5 to 7 business days. So it just depends on the location for the most part. Down south is probably about 5 business days. But again, I would not make that concrete because you're still dealing with COVID. And
And
so,
what he means by COVID, you all, the supply chain of delivery, like from the time it's dropped off, it takes trucks and people that drive trucks. It takes all apparatuses, people to do this. And now employers, when somebody calls in and they tested positive or they don't feel well or any version of that, they're asked to not come. And so that may eliminate a truck in the supply chain for 2 hours. And so that may cause a day difference. That's what we're talking about. And it's Amazon is even slower because of this now.
yeah, and I mean, it's not in our control, so it is what it is. As far as the direct shipping, I'm assuming you mean drop shipping. That is an option. If you want to do that, if you want to have us ship the hair to your client's house, then you simply put your client's shipping information in that section, and we would ship it directly to your client. I know this is a follow-up question, so I'll just answer it now. Well, what is the box going to say? The box is going to say hair shipment, but there will be nothing inside the box with the exception of the hair. And on the hair itself, it doesn't say, we don't have any hair shipment branding or anything of that nature. All right, so, but the actual label is going to say from hair shipment.
Yeah, the hair comes without label. So it's intended that you label your own hair, create your own brand.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Yeah, the point is for you to have your own brand.
Your own brand.
And now outside of the locator program, because that's coming directly from the AC Green Show. So that's what's being branded, the AC Green Show. But outside of that,
well, not really. I mean, it's branded. Like you can mention the AC Green Show across the board, but when they becomes your client, then you can put your brand on it.
Right,
like,
right. So
your client.
So what I was going to say is, none of your clients that are purchasing hair from you should even know who Hair Shipment is. They should know who you are and what your brand name is.
And you can mention the AC Green Show for legitimacy if you want to, because here's the thing. What you want to definitely do is let people know. You don't have to do a whole seminar like I do sometimes when I'm talking, but you want to let people know that what we're doing is we're changing the dynamic. We're moving the hundreds of millions of dollars in our local economy that Black women are spending on hair, and we're turning that around so that money flows through our community, not through their community.
Absolutely. And AC, I don't know how we forgot to mention this, but we also, and we're going to wrap up in a second, guys, but we also have a no credit check, no interest payment program when it comes to purchasing hair. So the way that it works is you have to put down 50% of what it is that you're purchasing. And over the next 6 weeks, you will pay off the balance. Now you can choose how long that is, whether you want to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. All right. And that is automatically taken from whatever account you use to purchase the hair. Again, that's no credit check, no interest payment program that you can utilize as well. Not mandatory. It's just an option. Some people use it all the time. Some people don't use it at all. For all of those that are in the chat asking to be contacted personally, you would need to send an email to info@hairshipment.com, info@hairshipment.com. All right. Can we create a website for them? Bradley, who is the them that you're referring to?
I'm gonna unmute myself. Can you hear me?
I can't.
All right. I'm referring to, let's say you have repeat customers or those that would like to buy hair from you. If you can create a website that they can directly go to, put their order in, and it be shipped either to you or them directly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I actually talk about that in one of the courses. And I show
Okay,
you how to set that up. Yeah, 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 yeah. So
because that way it would kind of cut some of the time of you trying to play phone tag
oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
messages, etc.
No, no, brother, listen, 10 steps ahead of you. We got that in the program, and that's actually one of the courses that I want you to take. So I actually
Okay.
explain that process of you know, listen, I've been dealing with the internet man going on 10 or 12 years, right? The last thing that I'm trying to do is create another job, right? I'm trying to get you to create a business. So we want to have as much automation as possible where
Okay.
you don't have to be there to run everything, right? So the goal is for you to be open 365, 24/7, right?
Okay.
Don't think for a minute that I sit behind the computer 24 hours a day taking orders, because I don't, right? And so that would, you know, I wouldn't want you to do that. So yeah, you're gonna learn that. As I said, if you just follow the process, you will see a class that I dedicated to that concept and how to get your website done, join a website program, and be able to have that website where your clients can go and purchase whatever they want to purchase, right? And without you having to be present, right? There's no greater, man, Bradley, I know how you think. You want to hear that cha-ching sound in the middle of the night. My wife hates it. I love it. I refuse to cut it off.
I mean, with me owning a investment company right now that invests in real estate,
yeah,
something like this, I know to get that passive and residual income, you need to make money when you sleep.
right.
And if you can put it on automatic and it can grow itself while you out also doing the word of mouth and the legwork, and
Right.
it's building the website and face-to-face conversations or over the phone, then it gives you a better opportunity to push yourself a little higher when they can freely just go and do it themselves and you still profit from it and they get what they want. It's a win-win for both sides.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, Bradley, it's a must to have a business structure like this moving forward. I'm not sure how many of you all pay attention to economics, but most of your major corporations in this country are gun-ho on finding ways to cut in expenses and raise profits. Well, you'll say that's the goal of every company. Yeah, but you got to dig a little bit deeper, because them cutting expenses is cutting jobs, right? So you have to, in moving forward, everybody has to have a business that they can run via the internet. Now,
COVID just proved that to them.
yeah, 2020 should have woke up a lot of people that you cannot be contingent upon somebody providing an income for you. Now, they don't have to provide anything, right? And so what happens is 2020 happened, boom. If you got a physical job, you done, right? But guess what? Those who had internet businesses, they thrived. Why? Because more people had more time to do what? Be on the internet and buy. Amazon almost tripled what they did last year. I mean, in 2019, 2020 was a record year for them. I tell you a secret. 2020 was a record year for hair shipment. And I loved every bit of it. So you want to have a business that you don't have to be present for every second, where you're exchanging service for money, right? That should be everybody's goal, right? You heard Bradley say that he's an investment guy. So I already know that Bradley knows that cash is for suckers. Cash flow is what everybody wants.
Right.
Having cash that sit in a bank means nothing, because it does nothing.
Nothing.
It does. You know what cash in the bank does for you? Nothing. Do you know what it does for the bank? Gives them leverage.
That's right.
Go out and borrow money.
They give you 1.2%.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They give you 1.2, but they taking
That's you being generous, like more like 0.1%.
Yeah. Like, he's real generous. What
Very
bank?
generous.
10 to 12 in the market.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know,
Absolutely.
So you know, the whole thing is cash flow. How do I keep cash flowing in every day, every month, every day, every month, right? So this business is one of those rare businesses that can do that. And it ain't sexy. It's not like you created the new iPhone and
Right.
came up with this new concept. Nope. It's real dry. It's real cut. But man, it pays a lot of money, brother.
And this is how I want everybody to think, if you would. I mentioned the whole thing, 80 a month and all that, but if you could just plan, everybody, whether some people go harder than others, but if you can plan, I'm going to methodically connect with enough people that wear hair with the same pitch, identify them. Hey, get to know them. If you don't know them, don't buy any more hair. You talk to me and talk to me. I got you. And if you can get to 100 people that buy from you, I'm telling you right now, what Chase is saying about the cha-ching is going to always be that way. It's just going to happen. They're going to just buy from you. You're just going to supply them with hair. And when you have an online module, the supply of the hair, once they trust you and your mechanism, they'll just be buying from your website and getting the hair.
And you know, here's the beauty of it, Bradley, and to everybody else that's listening. Here's the beauty of it. And we got to begin thinking different when it comes to commerce and economics. Listen, most of you all don't even know that half the battle is already won. Well, what does that mean? Your potential clients are already buying this product. So you're not going to have to convince them to buy hair. They already buy hair.
Already do that.
That half the battle is done. They already buy the product. You just have to show them that they're buying it from the wrong person.
Right.
Like, do you guys understand the power in that? It is they already believe in the product.
It's like an e-commerce business.
That's it. That's it. It's not something that is extremely hard. Now, if you make it hard, it will become hard. But if you make it simple, man, listen, I'm telling you, this is going to set some of you all free. And how can I say that with so much confidence? Because we've watched Korean families be set free with this hair, and they barely speak English. And they make it known they don't even like you. They don't even rock with you like that. And they still make billions of dollars a year. So think about that. That this is not something that's a brand new concept and we got to test it out and see if it works. I know it worked. You don't think that beauty supply store on where's Carter G. Woodson Library, 95th and Halsted? You don't think that beauty supply store across the street from Carter G. Woodson ain't making 1.5 million a year? They killing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that
the Walgreens.
It used to be Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
That old Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
That old Walgreens. You think they not killing that area? Man, they bleeding that area dry.
Dry. And I'm gonna tell you all, and as outrageous as it may sound, what I'm saying, I know it's not. Do you understand that the simple move to take all of their money and all their profit and bring it right back to our community is that we just start moving hair to each other. That's it. That's all they're gonna take. It ain't no harder than that.
That's it.
It's over at that point. Because once I show 1,000 people in the local area how they can put $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 a month in their own pocket, you think they're going over there? Nobody going over there. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, it's that, man. I can't make it any more simpler than that.
But I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to empower you. I'm gonna give you the radio show if you join the 150 team, and you gonna do it, and you gonna get other people on your team that's gonna do it, and exponentially, we're going to take all of it back. It's gonna all be coming back to us. That's all we want to do. See, here it is. Since we already went over 7 o'clock, let me just go ahead and tell you how I really feel. If we do not do something from an economic point of view, our politics have no legs. I know you think you elected a president, and that's what you did help to do. But is that president even looking your way to give you anything? Nope. Did Donald Trump come to your neighborhood and give you anything? No. And they're not. I don't care which one of them white men you chose. They ain't coming to your neighborhood to give you nothing. You know why? Because we don't represent the dollars until we get our economics right and we start selecting the candidates we're not going to have anything. All they do is allow you to elect, and then we go around talking about, well, we're going to elect the lesser of two evils. I don't vote for evil. So if I can't select, I know I'm already screwed. You get what I'm saying? And the only way you can select is you control the cash. The people that control the presidency are the communities of people who are self-contained with the cash. Right now, all we can deliver to the Democratic Party or whoever is a warm body to vote. Ain't no cash coming because we don't own structures of business. Did I say that like economics and political science 101? That is it, you all. If we don't change it, it ain't gonna change. We gonna still get less than the crumbs off the table, and we still gonna be begging, and our kids gonna be begging. I don't care how much you educate them, they gonna be begging, because if they don't control it, they gotta beg somebody. I'm saying, why we gonna put our kids in that situation where we can control it? The Koreans and the Arabs got the money, it's our money, let's go get it. It's simple as that.
And you know what? In the words of Dr. John Rahir Clark, once a man is truly educated, he doesn't ask for power; he take it.
He take it.
So we not asking the Koreans to do anything. We're taking it.
We're just gonna take it. We ain't gotta talk to you. We ain't gotta not like you or nothing. We just taking it back.
There ain't no meetings that need to be had. We don't need to listen. We don't need to riot. We don't need to protest. Listen, and I mean this with all my heart. Marching, my mom marched with Martin Luther King. You know what it changed? Nothing. Marching in the street. That's why they let you do it.
Right.
If marching was
go ahead and get tired and go home and sit down.
If marching was effective, they would have stopped marching 50, 60 years ago. But they let you do it because it means it's great symbolically. But it's gonna survive the media for a week and it's over. Who cares?
But we know what's effective.
That money.
Like when I went with the young folks down 3 Thanksgivings ago on North Michigan Avenue, when they shut down North Michigan Avenue the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, and those young folks, along with middle-aged and older folks, chained their arms together and blocked every one of those stores. That was effective.
Well, Black Friday is different. Yeah,
it brought the city to its knees, and it made some changes that second.
Yeah, Black Friday is something else. So that's the biggest money maker of the year. So
shut it down, y'all. That was all it took. So I'm telling you, when we can, all the talk means whatever it means. What the big deal is when you go and take your money back. That's it. It's over right there.
Yeah, they talk to you a little bit different. So
they will talk to you a whole lot different.
With that being said, again, congratulations to Bradley for joining the mastermind team and the 150 team. I'm sure that's what he wants to do. Congratulations, Bradley. We look forward to working with you. For everybody else that wants to get started, again, the links are in the chat. I will put them in here one more time before we wrap up for the night. Link to get started. And then those of you that are interested in the 150 team, which is the radio program where you're going to get media trained, you're going to have exposure on air, and you're also going to receive customers from the AC Green Show once he turns on the locator for the website. But to get on that team, and you do not have to, that is not mandatory.
You don't have to do that.
That's not mandatory. But if you want to go that aggressive, you can. And
that just means you have to be able to do 20 sales a month. You have to do that.
And let me say something, guys. 20 sales a month.
Not a lot.
In retrospect, it's not a lot of people, and it's not that hard.
No, it's not.
All right. So you're literally talking about less than one person a day. So it's not going to be, listen, if you do it right, you can do a presentation at a church and get 20 women.
Yeah, and then go through the modules, because Chase is showing you how to make 1, 3, and go study do the $5.99 package. The module comes with the training, comes with that. You get 11 bundles of hair. You can start selling your hair. You're gonna make $1,000 profit. And study. There you go.
All right, and those of you that have questions, please send them to info@hairshipment.com. That will be all for tonight. I want to thank everybody that came out. Thanks, AC, for also being a great host. I know you was jamming last night to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think EWF won. I'm an Elements man.
I mean, I can't go against either one of them. I mean,
man, Ron Isley had a cold beard though, didn't
he? Yeah, and Philip Bailey didn't hit not one of them notes. He was lip syncing the whole song. You know, he ain't got that voice no more.
No, he done. That's
He
good.
got
He
that
is.
voice.
No,
But he was great when he was great, but and the song sound good. So hey,
no, he can't do that no more.
you
He
can't do
can't
that.
no more.
You made it look good though.
Real quick before we get off, is it okay if my daughter does the training with me?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on, we're gonna rock and roll you all.
All right, everybody. Make it a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks.
Good night.
Love you all.